Listen, I know you're bored and you probably got nothing to do, so why not join the Discord? Discord.gg/Wallah. Okay, thank you, bye. Hey, what's going on, guys? Wallah here. In today's video, I'm doing something again, yet a little different. We're going to be reading through some of the twab changes. I'm not going to read every single thing, but something that a PvP player would love to know. And I'm going to start off with the changes to certain weapons and certain nerfs, and then we can get into the weapon crafting stuff, since that's a little bit more difficult. There were a lot of changes specifically to certain weapons and exotic weapons as well. And you guys are probably thinking the exact thing I am. Is DMT getting changed? Is, Chaperone getting nerfed? And yes, to both of those things. So starting with Chaperone, Chaperone's getting a nerf by 1.5 meters when you're ADSing for the slug mode, which is pretty crazy. I don't think 1.5 meters is too much, but it's also a noticeable difference, and for the Chaperone mains out there, you definitely will notice that as well. Same thing from the Duality, you're also getting nerfed by 0.75 meters, although I didn't think Duality was too much of an issue, they're still nerfing it regardless. The Taraba is getting some sort of a buff. The Taraba is extremely strong at the moment, but the one problem with it is that whenever you stow the weapon away, you lose all of the progress you gain towards activating the perk. Whenever you store the weapon now, you only lose half of it now, not the entire thing, which is really nice. You can now increase the Ravenous Beast duration just for damaging people now, which is, I think, a really good thing. It might be too strong, I'm not too sure yet, but at the very least, Tarba will be used a little bit more now. They're also buffing the Lumina. The Lumina right now is pretty trash, especially compared to something like Thorn. Ace of Spades is obviously way better than Lumina as well. And they're deciding to buff it just because they realized, obviously, it was a 150 before. And now that it's a 140, the stats are absolute garbage. They're increasing the range from 44 to 59, and they're increasing the stability from 46 to 56. And they also said they're not buffing Thorn, as it would be way too strong in PvP right now, which makes a lot of sense. Something you guys have been waiting for. The next two weapons here are really huge nerfs, and you guys are going to be extremely excited for this. Deadman's Tail is going to go from a 150 RPM to a 130 RPM when hip firing now. That's a huge nerf, like really big. I still think DMT is going to be extremely strong, but a nerf like this is no joke. It's not going to feel like a hand cannon hip firing from the hip anymore. And you won't be able to just gun people down point blank, although I still think it's still going to be meta in my opinion. And this is something for the console players, although this is a problem on PC as well. Lorentz Driver and Arbalist are both getting flinch increased when you get shot at. So hopefully you won't just get randomly headshotted even though you're shooting at them now. So that'll be a good nerf, I hope. Some other things I actually was not expecting. They're buffing the 140 RPM archetypes because some of them were 150s, for example, like Dire Promise, Waking Vigil, Jack Queen King, and also Spare Rations. For some reason, they mentioned Spare Rations, which makes me think maybe Spare Rations is coming back next season. I would hope so, because it was a really sick 140 RPM hand cannon. So the Dire Promise is getting 4 extra range, the Waking Vigil is getting 6 extra range, Jack Queen King is getting 3 extra range, and then Spare Rations is getting 4 extra range. And they're all getting more stability as well, while losing a little bit of aim assist, which isn't too big of a deal. This is going to be really good and a very strong buff for them as well. The next thing that kind of shocked me was the fact that they're actually going to nerf the Fellwinter's Lie. They're going to be increasing the percent spread angle by 15. I don't know what that means exactly. I'm just assuming that it's going to be a lot more inconsistent now because the pellets are going to be more spread apart. That would make sense. They're also going to be increasing the zoom on the Ikilos SMG, which is nice. Although I don't think a lot of people use the Ikilos SMG as of right now. It's going to be a nice little buff. But the Fellwinter's nerf was something, again, I wasn't really expecting that much. Just because, I thought they nerfed it enough by the handling, but I guess not. Something you guys probably don't care about, but I slightly care about is the hip fire grip buff. They're going to be increasing the damage fall off start and end distances by 20%, except if it's on a shotgun, sniper, or a fusion rifle, obviously. But that means something like maybe hip fire grip on Hawkmoon might be a lot better now, or something like hip fire grip, I don't know, on any other hand cannon, because the problem with hip fire grip is you lose a lot of range at the moment, so this will be good. Again, there's a lot of changes on this twab. I do apologize if you weren't trying to see this specific part, but these are some really important changes you guys have to know about. So something like tap the trigger on fusion rifles is getting changed, and this is only on fusions as well, not on any other weapons, because they realized how broken it is right now on main ingredient. So they're reducing it from 40 stability to 10 stability. They're changing the max recoil scale from 0.5 to whatever the hell that means. I don't really know what the rest of this means, but just know that it's not going to be as strong as it is right now. They're also changing Head Seeker since it didn't work as intended on aggressive burst pulse rifles. And this is a big deal because for me, Head Seeker at the moment still felt pretty good, but they're extending the buff duration from 0.17 seconds to 0.3 seconds, which is going to be a slight increase. Although, again, I felt like it was still okay at the moment, but this is just great for my pulse rifles now. And for those who love Eager's Edge and stuff like that, they are nerfing Eager's Edge a little bit. They're reducing the lunge distance benefit while airborne by 25%, although I still think it's going to be pretty damn good. Weapon crafting part of this TWAB is extremely long, and to be honest, I don't really want to sum up the whole damn thing, so I'll make it kind of short and easy to understand, I guess. As you guys can see on screen right now, it shows you guys a bunch of different perks, and something on the left that shows the aggressive auto rifle symbol. That's actually the masterwork you'll be able to change, so you can actually pick what masterwork you want. You could pick what barrel you want, any perks you want, but obviously you're going to have to unlock them as well. You won't be able to just pick all the perks right away, although you will eventually be able to change it whenever you'd like. The way you unlock certain perks are still kind of weird to me, but I do believe you unlock a random rolled weapon, and then from that weapon, you have to actually get this full progress bar called Deep Sight Resonance. I could be wrong, but after you get that progress bar fully unlocked, I think you could actually extract the perks from that weapon and kind of craft that way. I could be wrong. Again, I'm not entirely sure, as this is still kind of funky and weird to me. But if I am wrong, you can correct me in the comments down below. And again, here's a picture of the high impact frame thing getting changed. And as you can see right there, it says 10 handling. Hence why I'm assuming that is the masterwork, because right now, every time you increase a masterwork, you get 10 handling or you get 10 stability, whatever it may be. So again, I'm assuming that's the masterwork as well. And again, I'm going to show you guys, if you finish crafting your weapon and you do want to, remake it or change the barrel, change the mag, you have the option to go ahead and modify an existing weapon, which is really nice as well. You will be able to craft exotic weapons, is what Bungie says, although they only talked about 4 exotic weapons, and 3 of them being the sword and the exotic SMG, so I'm not entirely sure if that means those are the only ones you can craft. That's not what they said. I'm hoping there are some other exotic PvP weapons coming out that we can craft, because that'd be really, really awesome. There's a new shotgun. I think it's a pursuit shotgun, so something like the Adored. It's going to be very, very similar to that. Although I don't think it's going to be super, super strong. There's a new perk coming on it called the Steady Hand. Every time you get a kill with it, you get increased handling, like crazy handling. So that's going to be pretty cool. It also comes with Snapshot on it, which is going to be nice. And one last thing, there's just so much within this TWAB, but there's something called origin traits for every single weapon coming back in Witch Queen, or just new weapons entirely. So something like in Trials, if you were to get, let's say, an SMG, you get a perk that could increase reload, stability, aim assist, and your range whenever you're the last living member of your fire team. Again, this is something like Celerity already, but this will be something you just get on the gun already. It doesn't count as a perk or anything. It's just a trait on the weapon, which is going to be nice. Because at the moment, you have to give up a perk slot for something like Celerity, which blows entirely. Like, you don't want to do that. Why would anyone want to do that? There's also certain ones for PvE, but we don't really care about that, obviously. There's another one for Crucible called the One Quiet Moment. You gain increased reload speed when you're out of combat, so you get 40 reload speed when you're out of combat for 4 seconds. It's not bad, not that great. It's pretty bad. So they're also changing a lot of other stuff for PvE, some other stuff for PvP as well, like the fusion rifles, high impact fusions, they're buffing those. Right before I was about to end the video, I completely forgot. Snipers are also getting changed as well. They're reducing the aim assist on higher zoom snipers, and they're actually increasing it on the lower zoom snipers, which is pretty good, I think. You don't really see too many low zoom snipers getting love because typically they're all 140 RPMs, so that'll be an interesting change as well. But in all honesty, that's just the main stuff that I wanted to talk about. There's obviously a bunch of new weapons coming in, and I highly suggest you read the TWAB if you haven't already, if you want to see the specifics, but those are the main things I wanted to talk about because it's just really, really awesome to see so many new things, especially the buffs and nerfs coming. I'm really excited for those. Anyways, thank you for coming to my trash TWAB reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I don't do this very often, so that's probably why it was really bad. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and like always, I'll see you in the next one. Later.